What's going on, champs and champets? It's FireMonkey here. If you clicked on the video because of the thumbnail or title, you already know what we're talking about, so there's no point in dragging it on. We're talking about Neopets x Fortnite. Now, before I go ahead and show the image and talk about all the teasers and everything on screen, I want to go ahead and give you a little bit of extra information here of what this is. What is Neopets? Because there's going to be a lot of people out there who don't remember Neopets, sadly enough. Neopets is a game that you were able to go to from like neopets.com or whatever, and it was very popular in like the mid 2000s. Like if you grew up in the early days of computers, you kind of had Neopets as the main game you were playing, and then it kind of died out in like 2007, around there, 2011 area, because there was just the rise of like Facebook and mobile gaming. There was tons of stuff being phased out, like Flash was being phased out. If you ever remember like Cool Math Games or Congregate, if you've ever used that website, a lot of those games were Flash until they moved to HTML5, and it was just kind of one of those legacied things on the internet, right? It existed and it was popular in the mid 2000s, but as things kind of changed and as they changed their website design and everything else, they kind of fell out of popularity and it kind of just became something that wasn't mainstream. I heard rumors before that they were trying to do like NFTs with Neopets or something. I'm not for sure how true that is. And they had a few different things that they were trying to do in order to go ahead and pop back up and be popular once again, but they've kind of started appearing out of nowhere because, as you can see, Fortnite is now getting Neopets. This is something that I just wasn't expecting. There's a lot of leaks and rumors we hear. We hear like Chainsaw Man or new waves of other animes. We hear tons of different collaborations. Supergirl just got announced, but one thing I don't expect to see is Neopets. What do you mean Neopets is coming to Fortnite? That is just insane to me. But the official description on their social media account states, Neopia meet Fortnite. Fortnite meet Aisha. July 2nd, 2026 with a star emoji, meaning that this is going to be added in the next update we're getting. So it's going to be the one we get in like 1 or 2 days, and it won't release for a few days. We have to wait until July 2nd, most likely at 8 p.m. Eastern time to actually get it. But we're getting a new Sidekick that is a collaboration with Neopets. That is something that I just never would have expected from Fortnite. Now, we also have this image that was posted a day ago, and no leaker actually managed to notice this or find out that it was for Fortnite or whatever else. Maybe, just because, like, the Neopets social media account doesn't really have that many followers, it seems. One of their posts, like this one right here, when I grabbed the image, only had, like, 22 likes, so it's not like it had a million interactions or anything. But it says, "Where's Aisha going?" And then you see the Noshomatic from Neopets as a little bit of, like, the icon for the Aisha actual Sidekick emote that you'll be able to gain through doing the Sidekick quest. Of course, if I go over here in game to the Sidekick category, you can see some of these quests. For example, how it's like you get a banner, a heart, you get a different style, and then you get like an emote. This is Aisha's Sidekick emote that you'll be able to get by just having them equipped while you're playing the game. And I think that's honestly insane. Now, the extra description they gave for this is, Aisha's have been spotted somewhere unusual. Aisha, I have a feeling we're not in Neopia anymore. So yeah, we're getting Neopets in Fortnite. Let me know what you think about that in the comments down below. Is this something you're going to be purchasing in the item shop? Personally, for me, it's like, I played Neopets back when Neopets was popular. I'm an unk, aren't I? Huh? Okay. You know what? But you get the point, right? I've played Neopets for a long time, and you mean to tell me that now Neopets is going to be something that's in Fortnite, a job, or I guess like a game that kind of became my job over time? That's just weird. That's unexpected. It's going to be in the same game that has Legos. It has Lego Fortnite. If we go over here to this category, we go to the Discover menu, for example, you mean to tell me that the same game that is getting Neopets is the same game that has a lot of like Roblox type of games? We have roguelikes, you have Fortnite OG, you have shooting, right? You have a battle royale mode that your pet's going to be able to walk around with. You have SpongeBob, you have K-pop Demon Hunters, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Star Wars, Fall Guys, Squid Games, you have Rambo. You mean to tell me that Rambo could have his own Neopet Aisha just following him around because why not? You mean to tell me that Pomni... Okay, actually, you know what? Pomni and Neopet makes sense. I can't even say anything about that one. But you mean to tell me that it's like all these different collaborations we've gotten before, like technically Solo Leveling and technically Honkai Star Rail and Neopets are related now through one central game? That's just insane to me. Now, of course, I'll most likely be getting more information and potentially the ability to showcase it once the downtime update comes out, but I thought this would be the double upload since I kind of missed out on a day previously. So hope you champs and champions enjoyed today's YouTube video. Hope you're excited for Neopets and Fortnite, or maybe you're a little confused on why this is even happening. And until next time, I'll catch you guys a little bit later. So until then, peace out.